everyone, so finally I saw the movie Mortal Engine starring Rob Sheehan and Hugo Weaving, and this movie is directed by Christian Rivera, and this movie is actually the screenplay is written by Peter Jackson. And when this movie came out, it was a huge flop at the box office, especially in the domestic box office. It only made, I think, $18 million, and the worldwide it did made some. Overall, I think it made only $80 million at the box office. But this movie obviously have huge budget. So when this movie flopped so big, and I was like, why this movie flopped so so I had to check this out. Well, I don't think this movie is as bad as everyone says, but this is definitely not a great movie. I think the biggest problem for this movie is the cast. Is that when this movie was made, nobody knew them. You know what I mean? Only Hugo Weaving, you know him. Rest of the cast, you don't know them. So it's hard to get a touch with him. And the story goes from here to there. I think this is the main problem for this movie. If this movie was starring someone like known actor or actresses, it could have got some traffic. That's why it's so hard to make with unknown people big budget movie, because nobody knows them. Now people know Rob Sheehan from the what is this movie? Come on, Umbrella Academy. Come on, I love that show. How could I forget the name? So he is known now, but still, no way he can lead like $150 million movie. But so anyway, this movie did have some part that I really enjoyed, some adventure part. This movie had this adventure feel to it, and I understand this movie is based on a book, and especially the first 5 minutes of this movie, or maybe 10 or so, it was really wow. The set pieces, especially the moving city, looked amazing, and especially the tiny cities, they're just running away. The big cities eating them up. I was like, oh, that's what I thought this movie is gonna be about. You know what I mean? And if it was about that, I could have really enjoyed it. What they are doing, what they are what is their purpose? This traveling, like the big city, the landed city, like, you know what I mean? This movie started with the one plot, but this movie turned into something else. So when you do watch this movie, especially if you know Peter Jackson's work, you can tell he have influences so much in this movie, especially the adventure part. You can see like they are going to one set pieces, action set pieces after another, and they're like going adventure basically here, like kind of in a way Lord of the Rings movie or the Hobbit movie. If you have seen them, you will see similarity here in this movie, which I really enjoyed, because I'm a huge Lord of the Ring movie junkie and the Hobbit movie junkie. I do like this kind of adventure, but it's just the main character here. They are so... This girl, I checked her resume. She didn't do much work like the big movie or anything. I think she did not do a good job in this movie, especially it's a huge project for her. I think she wasn't up for this role. Also, like Rob Sheehan, I think he did a good job. Like he had some charm in it, but his character was just like so silly. And he had some heart, but none of this character get like your characterization, you know, like they're just, you don't develop their character. It's just they're there to do, like go to one set piece after another. How about this Chinese lady? What was her name? She was really good. I don't know why she had it to be so cold-hearted looking. She looked like she had zero emotion in her. I don't know if people will like that. I think people didn't like that, obviously. Why did I say I hope? People will not like this kind of character. Basically, this movie's problem is all this character. They are lifeless. Only, of course, Hugo Weaving, his character was really interesting, however. But he was just evil for sake being evil. I really think this movie could have worked if it had different cast. It's just, it really felt like, I think they just wanted to save money by getting these unknown people. But thing is, I know they're probably banking on the Peter Jackson name in this movie. But Peter Jackson, he's behind the camera. These are the people bringing the story to life, which is really important. I think a lot of people... especially Peter Jackson, I think he doesn't realize the Lord of the Rings, all those characters were so interesting. Their character, their story arc were like amazing. That's why people fell in love with those movies. Even the Hobbit movie, Martin Freeman, he was amazing, and so was Richard Armigo. I cannot say anybody's name. Both of like this actor, they are like the center of this movie. So I think the casting right actor is very important. I know I sound like a shallow person for saying this, but like I am like someone who sees so much movie. I think picking the right actor or actress is really important. If you don't believe me, look at this movie. And I'm not saying the big budget movie shouldn't cast an unknown actor, but this unknown actor, same time they should build up their work, then should get into big movie like Robert Pattinson. He's got into the Batman movie. If you know what I mean. That's my thought on this movie. I was really shocked when this movie flopped so hard at the box office. Now I know why. I'm people might disagree with me. That's what I thought. That was my thought on this movie. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed my review, don't forget to subscribe and please take care.